In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please be seated. Whenever we talk about technology, the conversation usually turns on how people are having to adjust to the most cutting-edge technology that's available to them. And of course, we never miss an opportunity for the more mature generation to be made fun of for not knowing how to use modern technology. It's everywhere in our commercials. You'll see the older person in their 80s and 90s who are being introduced to virtual reality. And you see them putting their hands like this in the image. But you know, something that we don't do enough of is actually calling out the young people who don't know some of the basic technology that's been around for a long time, but has become, quote, obsolete. And so I loved watching a couple of videos recently that began to introduce technology that's no longer used to teenagers. It is as funny as you imagine. One of the first things they did was hand a VHS cassette to a 14-year-old. And the 14-year-old looked at it and then began to tap it and began to say, "Where is the screen?" The other one that they did is they handed another teenager the Sony Walkman cassette player. And they handed him a cassette. And with the cassette, they tried to find where you plug the headphones in. Until they realized 5 minutes later that the cassette actually goes into the Walkman. There are some things that are so old that we just don't understand them. They're not our context. But that doesn't mean that they're not still valuable. I'd give anything to still have the Sony Walkman cassette player I had. I won't say what year I had it, don't I? In today's gospel, John the Baptist twice points to Jesus and says, there is the Lamb of God. Now, the people who were coming to be baptized by John and the other people who were present, the other Jews, knew exactly the reference that John the Baptist was making. To them, the idea of the Lamb of God was very familiar and very pertinent for their time. The Lamb of God had kind of two pieces to it that we need to understand if we're going to really read this gospel carefully. The first is to remember the signature event that took place for the Jewish people, the Passover. Of course, we know that the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, and God hears their cry. He tells Moses, "I will send you, and you will tell Pharaoh, 'Let my people go.'" Of course, to which Moses responds, "No," and then he goes anyway. The night of the last plague that will descend on Egypt, the killing of every firstborn in Egypt, all of the Israelites, and anybody who will listen, actually, is told, slaughter a pure lamb, take its blood, and put it on the doorposts of your home. And when the angel of death comes by, he will pass over your house, and you will be safe. The Lamb of God. But the Israelites also understood that sacrifice was still taking place in the temple. And so the sacrifices that were made in the temple on a daily basis were to recompense, to pay for the sins of the people. So you would offer up a lamb or other animal, but a lamb was always preferred. So when Jesus is being crucified on the cross, one of the gospel stories tells that the lambs are being slaughtered at the same time. The Lamb of God. To me, all of this was really alien and foreign to me until I went to Israel and attended Samaritan Passover. See, the Samaritans are that group that, were alongside the Israelites, but never got integrated after the Israelites came back from that terrible exile. So they don't worship in the temple. And when the temple was destroyed, they still kept doing the sacrifices. So in 2015, I watched as they gathered around 60 lambs and 60 families, and they butchered these animals in celebration of the Passover. I have the pictures in order to continue to believe it because it's something that's still so foreign to me. But see, I think that the idea of the Lamb of God is really foreign to us for two reasons. Not just because we don't do animal sacrifices anymore. By the way, I'm the most glad person we don't do animal sacrifices in the church anymore. I'm squeamish enough as it is. But I think the two reasons we don't really appreciate the image of the Lamb of God is first, we're not comfortable with somebody paying a debt for us. We're not comfortable with that. So when we're told that Jesus is the Lamb of God, it means that there's a sin, that there's a cost to our sin that we can't pay on our own. Only He can do it. I think that makes us uncomfortable because we like to think that we can do it ourselves. That's kind of the second reason. The first reason is there's a cost. The second is we like to do it ourselves. Does anybody here know that after the fiction section in a bookstore, what is the largest section in a bookstore when you go visit it? Anybody know? Self-help. The largest section that you're going to see there that I've seen is self-help, because we're constantly trying to figure out ways to improve ourselves. Unfortunately for us, actually let me rephrase that. Fortunately for us, Christianity is not a self-help religion. There is nothing that we could do, there's nothing that we can do to bring ourselves back to God. It's all God's doing. It reminds me of, we all have that moment when we're raising our child, and the child steals something they're not supposed to. And then you have to go all the way back, no matter how long the drive is. You go all the way back to where they took it, and you demonstrate to them that not only do they have to give it back, but there's a cost for what they did. And this can get very extreme. I've seen some parents tell the manager, threaten him with jail time. Let's see how that works. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of. But it demonstrates that there's a real cost. We're being introduced during Epiphany to the idea of Jesus as the Lamb of God, because after this comes Lent. And in Lent, it's going to be a reality. Jesus is going to walk towards Jerusalem to his death. And as Christians, we're called to believe that that death was necessary and real, and that there was a cost to it. Something I'd like us to examine as we kind of continue the season of Epiphany is how willing and ready are we to accept that we can't do this on our own? How willing and ready are we to accept that we cannot make it to God on our own? We cannot improve our lives on our own. We can't forgive us of our own sins. We can't save ourselves. The moment we're willing to accept that is the moment that the person of Jesus as God and man sacrificed for us becomes a lot more understandable. Because think about outside of these walls. We're always told, pick yourself up by your own bootstraps, do it yourself. I can tell you, I'm not a do-it-yourself guy. You can look at my house to see that it's still standing. We are not do-it-yourselfers when it comes to our faith. It's already been done. So that's the question. Are we willing and ready to accept that Jesus has done the work, and all we must do is turn to him?